Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead and ask.
Uh, regarding Scorpio, why it is called very secretive or occult? All many of the astrologers tell that rashi is of a very secretive.
Hmm. Okay, because it's in the eighth house, right? Eighth house is the place where darkness is, right? So when it is dark, it is secret. When there is light, it's open. Very simple.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, Sir, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Normally we say that like when you are discussing these rashis and the planets, the house lords, they debilitate. For example, if you take Aries, uh, Mars will debilitate in fourth house. So even if you look at through the Kala Purusha Kundali, we'll consider it as a fourth house. Cancer, fourth house, and exalt in 10th house like that. But when it comes to Venus, if you started from the Mola Trikona, Venus debilitates in 12th house actually,
Yeah,
right? Uh,
yeah.
but actually, in Kalapurusha Kundali, Venus exalts in 12th house. So I didn't understand that. I mean, it's
That's
a
what
bit
it is.
tricky.
Vakramurdhajaha. That's what I said. So everybody else looks it as an exaltation, but Venus feels it as a debilitation. See, when the Devatas are winning, right? Everybody else is winning. When the Rakshasas are winning, the Venus is winning.
Um, yes, sir. I got it, but why can't it matching with both Kalapurusha Kundali as well as
That
it
is what
completes
Shukra
Mola
is.
Trikona?
That is what Shukra is himself. That is, you're trying to say, no, Shukra, please don't have the sun in the west. You have the sun in the east. That is how Shukra is. Vakar Murdhajaha would mean that only. Somebody who is doing everything in the reverse.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Thank
Surprised Ustad is here. He has no questions. Okay, go ahead. I was waiting for your question. Go ahead.
So, regarding Venus,
Hmm.
you said whenever a dan is done, Venus loses.
Hmm. When his
Eh,
people are giving the dana.
Like in the Mahabali story, he
Yeah.
was trying to avoid the dan.
Correct. Shukra was constantly pleading this man Mahabali not to give away. It is the Vishnu who came up to you. Please do not give it away, Bali Raja. And he also went into the Kamandala and blocked the water flow and lost his eye also.
And 12th house is done, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
And Venus exalts in 12th house.
That's what she was also asking. The same question.
Yes, I wanted to clarify it a bit more.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I also had that question on my list.
Hmm. Hmm.
So actually, I'm confused after this lecture more than anything.
Okay.
Although the lecture was amazing, but I have a lot of questions.
Go ahead and
I
ask.
mean, what exaltation actually
Hmm.
is my main question. Let
Hmm.
me explain it a bit. Like Taurus has a quality
Hmm.
which exalts moon. Like Capricorn has something which exalts Mars.
Hmm.
What is it? Like the desire of the planet, of what does the Rashi have?
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
this is my question. So how can we pinpoint exaltation? Like what is exaltation?
Being happy.
Being happy or having the resources or having the desire met, because all these things
No,
will
no,
mean
no, no,
different
no, no.
things.
Okay. See, fulfilling the agenda of the planet. See, let us suppose uh, let us look at it like, let us suppose I like eggplant curry, okay? And you're at your place, your mom makes very good eggplant curry, assuming, okay? I would be very happy coming your home, right? That is what his exaltation is.
I still don't understand. Okay, I'll be happy going there because I'll be able to do
Or that is my
things.
agenda. That is the work assigned to me as a planet. Or that is my
Okay.
nature.
Nature, work, planet, happiness.
Yes, that is my nature.
I mean, it is still very hard to point out. Like high ego thing, high visibility thing. Can we also associate that
No, you
also
have to
with
give me an example what you have not understood instead of saying that I have not understood exaltation completely.
like Taurus? Nee, I have understood it a bit. I have grown in my understanding, but
Okay.
what does it actually mean? Like, and now I know, but what is it actually? I'm
It
unable
will
to
take some
pinpoint
time
it.
to digest, in fact. Okay. Because maybe the thought process has never been like this. So I've tried to jolt it up and down now.
Hmm.
Did that happen,
Like
or you knew the whole stuff even before this was
you
explained?
you have justified your statement that exaltation doesn't matter much after this lecture. Like that has been justified because what is the point? Like planet is going to function just in a different manner, like
Correct.
more happily with all the resources.
Hmm.
It can't be questioned easily. It will have, I mean, whatever it wants at its at disposal. So that's what I have understood, but I'm still not able to pinpoint what it will have actually. Like right now, it seems like the planet will have everything,
Vani
like the
wants to help you.
resources.
What is that, madam?
So in my understanding, I thought being exalted means being strong. So it came with some
No, I think you guys are
um
taking this in a very wrong direction. Okay, let me give you both to clear both of you. Um, there are two things. One is a Rasi hosting a planet and making it exalted. That is different. The Lord of the Rasi getting exalted in some other Rashi, that is different. For example, take the Aries. Okay, in the Aries, Sun is exalted, Saturn is debilitated. Sun stands first, Saturn stands last. Saturn's qualities are not encouraged, Sun's qualities are encouraged. This is clear, or you have a question here also?
Yes, this is very clear.
Okay. Now, Mars exalts in the 10th house. So, Mars has an assigned job of doing the job. 10th house is the job.
Yes.
Okay. Mars will be unhappy when he has no job or sitting idle. Or Aries will be unhappy when there is no job in hand.
Yes, true.
That's all. Similarly, Libra will be very happy when there is a fight or a revolt or a work or a service or something that connects to the 6th house is happening. That is when the Libra is very happy. We are understanding the tattva of the Rashi. We are not understanding the planet. That is why Taurus is different, Libra is different, Scorpio is different, and Aries is different. Okay. Libra is extremely happy when there is the 6th house thing happening, and Libra is extremely distressed when the 12th house thing is happening. 12th house can mean anything of the 12th house things. You know, 12th house can also mean sleeping, not doing anything, being inactive. Venus is the first person that dislikes being inactive. You need to tell me, or you need to tell me what you have not understood. That is when, or you have to phrase out a question and say, look, this is what I have not understood. That would make me explain it further. Otherwise, it becomes very hard to contemplate to look at what you have not understood. Ankit has a question. Ankit.
Sir, I don't have a question, but I would like to share what I understood in your lecture. Sir, you said that planets exaltation and debilitation, you don't have to see the chart like that, which is accurately true, because what I understood from exaltation is rishis, when they were writing the scriptures, they were writing with the mindset to get moksha. So for moon to be stable, so if your mind is stable, or if your mind stop, then only you are in other dimensions. So that's why moon get exalted in Taurus. Similarly for Venus,
So
you
why
need
is it
materialistic.
debilitate? No, why is it debilitated in one more stable sign, Scorpio? It's also a fixed sign.
Yeah, so,
That doesn't answer your question.
okay. So I was thinking like that.
No,
So
it's
that's
not like that.
okay. Oh, thank you.
So can I continue?
Sir,
Let Rao has something to add. Please add.
sir, for example, somebody has Cancer Lagna and
Hmm.
Libra is in fourth house. Likewise, different Lagna people or different moon people will have these rashis in different houses. So, for interpretation, how we should look the Libra as fourth house?
See, these things, I think this man, Deepan Shugri, has explained it very well. I don't want to plagiarize that and explain it here. I'm very against these things. Whatever is available in the internet, you can also search that. I think these are very clearly explained by him, because I'm very influenced with his lecture. It would look like a very plagiarized version of, or keeping it much simpler than what he has explained it. I don't want to do that. So I'm not doing it, because the reason is, one is I have not denied the explanation. I've given a very clear explanation of all the nakshatras. So you can use all the nakshatras and understand that. So I'm not using fourth house becomes Libra. So I know where you're coming to and what you're trying to mean, but I will not explain that for the same given reason of plagiarism, which I don't want to do. You're interested in that,
Okay.
please go and learn there. That is the best one that you can learn from. What I'm trying to explain it here is what planet exalts here, what planet debilitates here, and what is Cancer all about in one sentence. That also will suffice. That is more than enough for a person who has the understanding of all the nakshatras and using only the divisional charts. We are using rashis, because in the D1, I'm not using rashis at all. I've given up using rashis because they are not working for me. Ustad?
Yes, sir. So what I have understood is exaltation will provide you every resource and whatever you need. And can we say that?
No. Okay. Are you saying which kind of exaltation? The planet as a, let us suppose
No, the Rashi one. Rashi one.
the Rashi Lord getting exalted a few houses away from it. Okay. What does it mean?
No. The Rashi, I'm telling, like Taurus, whatever Taurus will exalt, like moon it exalts, so it will provide the best of resources to the moon. And
Correct.
whatever like Capricorn exalts Mars, it will provide the best of resource and whatever Mars needs to the Mars. That's what I have understood through exaltation.
Correct.
So I was not able to put it down in words, like whether the planet will be happy or it will get the resources at its disposal or everything.
See, resources is a different thing. Happiness is a different thing. That's why I'm saying it is the agenda of the planet. Write this as agenda.
Okay, agenda. Okay, that
agenda of the planet.
Okay.
What will
And
what will the planet do being in a particular Rashi?
Okay, it will get done.
So a planet placed in the Aries sign will influence the Capricorn sign more,
Yes.
or make the planet or make the Rashi Capricorn work.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
give the negative results of the Cancer sign. Okay.
So
If you're using
that
Navamsha and if you're trying to decipher the results of Vimshottari Dasha from using the Navamsha, you will have to break your heads for this, how these people have actually correlated. It is so tedious and so complicated and so difficult to understand. It took years for me to, brush up. Even now, only 90% of the things you will be able to understand from the Vimshottari. If you're using Vimshottari to decipher results and using the Navamsha, the thing that you have to know is planet placed in the Aries is negatively influencing the Cancer, or trying to be unhappy about the Cancer and happy about the Capricorn, or the agenda is Capricorn or unhappy about the Cancer. You have to use your brains here. There are not exact words for it. Okay, if I try to say it as happy and unhappy, or agenda and non-agenda, or destroy and agenda, I don't want to generalize it. However, agenda will suit much better for the exaltation thing, and destruction will suit much better for the debilitation thing.
okay. So planet will have to plow through the circumstances in case it's debilitated. I mean, make its way through hardship.
No, I think
No.
you've gone for a toss. It is not debilitated. Planet placed in the Aries will influence its, anywhere any planet is placed, it is going to influence its exaltation sign and the debilitation sign. The positive result will come from the exaltation sign. Negative result will come from the debilitation sign, if I have to generalize this.
Okay.
But will it be negative to the person or not will depend on the Lagna. Who it is going to be negative will depend on what the Lagna is saying.
Okay.
Since
And so you
is it
did
still
not
complex?
it will take some time. I'll have to rehear it again. And like you did not mention about the nakshatra's role in the exaltation or debilitation of the planets.
I have all the planets, all the nakshatras when I was talking about. Everywhere I have mentioned why they are exalting in that rashi or not. 100% I have.
Whether the rashi exalts the planet or the nakshatra exalts the planet.
It is predominantly the rashi. However, the degrees are also mentioned for the Parama Ucha. Listen to me.
Yes.
Question is not complete. So let me complete the question. I'll answer it.
Question was yes. Question is complete. You can answer it.
Okay. It is predominantly the rashi. However, the Paramoksha is mentioned, which will ultimately go to the nakshatras.
Okay.
Otherwise, nobody mentioned that. Nobody mentioned that in this nakshatra it is exalting. It is not mentioned like that. It is always mentioned as rashi.
Okay. Even the rishis.
Yes, they have only given the bhagas. Bhagas are degrees. So if you apply bhagas to it, obviously the nakshatra will come into play.
Okay.
So it is implied or understood.
Okay. And you did not talk about Ketu in Scorpio's case. So should we take it as a co-lord or not?
No, because we do not know. There are different things for Ketu's exaltation and debilitation. I'm not taking it. If I mention about Ketu, right, or Rahu, somebody says it is the Mula Trikona is in Virgo. Somebody will say something else. The other person has another opinion. Why debate on that stuff?
Okay. And from this lecture, I got a very beautiful insight. Whether it's true or not, please tell me. I got that Mars acts as a bridge between Saturn and Jupiter. Whatever Jupiter is teaching, Mars will act upon it in the sign of Saturn, and we'll come to know what's true: the hard work of Saturn, or the knowledge of Jupiter. That I think Mars as a bridge between Saturn and Jupiter. Am I correct on thinking those lines?
I've not understood your analogy. Your bridge thing I understood. Mars acts as a bridge between Saturn and Jupiter, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
so
Saturn
the
is all
analogy
about
that
work.
you gave, I had not understood that.
the Saturn is all about work. Okay, it is not about the
No, Saturn
laws.
is not about the work. Saturn is about the karma.
Okay,
There's a lot of difference between work and karma. Although we are using them interchangeably, karma is different, work is different. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I'm assuming Saturn is work. Okay, what next?
and Jupiter is all about not working but making the laws on which work will be done, or having all the knowledge which can be converted into actionable thing. And Mars will actually take that leap of faith and convert that thing into Saturn's domain. So I take it as that. It's only an insight. I just wanted to clarify whether it's
I still have not got the gist of it. So what does that mean then? Okay, I'm assuming Mars to be a bridge between Saturn and Jupiter. How am I going to use it?
how are you, like, if Jupiter is there, Jupiter won't go to work ever. Jupiter will keep planning. Okay, and if Saturn is there, it will never reflect on the working nature which it is doing. So Mars, what it will do, it'll take the knowledge of Jupiter and put it into action, and then it can reflect. Chapal, I think, also means thinking on feet. Like Mars has that capability to assess and react. I mean, take correct its course of action, which Saturn will do it with a lot of delay, and Jupiter will never do it. Will almost postpone it forever. So Mars is the in between. It's just an insight.
Okay, anyway, I still not got through it. Anyway, okay, possible.
Okay. And Ardra, so one question is from the nakshatra. Ardra represents the storm, and Swati represents the wind. So can we say Swati is the milder form rather than Ardra in comparison to Ardra?
Yes, there are a lot of things that will match of Swati and Ardra. Yes, both are very powerful nakshatras, and one shows the wind, the other shows the storm. Correct.
Okay.
Is that the question?
And one more. Who represents the seeds? Like the sun represents the seeds or the Venus? Because I think it's Venus.
Venus represents the seed.
Then what is the sun's role in creativity? Is it the process the sun represents, like photosynthesis?
If you know simple thing, even for the Venus to release the seed, right? If you understand this stuff, if you have ever heard the pravachans, people will say that the sperm is first born in the mind.
Oh.
Okay. It is born in the mind. It will travel all through your body and reach your excretory or the organ that from where the sperm has to be released. So the father will carry the sperm 7 or 10 days. I'm not very sure on the timeline. I think 7 days or 10 days before the sperm is released. It's first generated in the brain. Right now, the scientifics do not prove it. Maybe in the days to come, they may even come to there as well. That yes, it comes here first, and then from there it is traveled into the body. Is a question.
Okay, answered. So you are saying
sun, and then finally the release. When the real seed comes out, it is Venus.
Physical form is Venus.
Sun is the key karaka for having Venus to work.
Okay.
Yeah, because he rules the 5th house.
Okay. And one very important thing you mentioned, that Taurus will keep worrying about the kids. The 5th house, 5th from it is Virgo. Very true in my experience. But
any Taurus person, he will keep asking only about either these subordinates at the office or his kids.
Relationships also, if they are young.
Yeah, relationships also, 5th house.
Especially
yes.
In the case of Rohini, especially if the Rohini's heart is in Taurus, and very, very insightful, because it is true in whatever the cases I have observed.
So you can say this as a concern as well. So now see, if from the Taurus thing, you will think that debilitation will show something called as a concern for the person.
Yes. But my question is not finished.
Okay.
My question is Venus agenda is kids. So why is it constantly worried about it?
Now look at Venus is debilitating the sun, who is responsible for the creativity. Right? Taurus, the
Like
Libra,
Venus wants to.
Libra is debilitating the sun, right?
Yes.
What does it
I
mean?
think.
Can anybody say the answer to this question? The answer is in the Vedanta. It's very simple. What does the sun represent?
Ego, and you have to be egoless in the
No,
process
before
of
the
creation.
ego.
Before the ego.
Soul.
Sun represents the soul, the Atma.
So,
what does the Atma need?
Expression.
Moksha.
Exactly. What is moksha?
Oh.
Paramatma.
No. Moksha is not having a rebirth.
Oh.
So what is sun becoming in Libra? It is getting debilitated because Venus is putting it back into the earth. Okay. That is why people like Vivekananda, you know what they did? They did not want to release sperms, or they did not want to get married. Okay. They did not want to engage in the act of sexual intercourse. It's all because of that. I mean, I'm not trying to say that they are an elevated soul and we are bad. No. The Dharma Shastra does not agree that if you are not having children, then you are a bad man, as per the Dharma Shastra. I'm not saying Vivekananda is a bad man. If you're such an elevated soul, that's a different case. Understood the logic?
Yes.
Now your question is cleared?
Very much. I think so. They are done. Yes, one question. Why, like expansion theme, you said that Aries will expand like Jupiter, self-expansion theme. What is the difference between the expansion of Aries and Jupiter?
Jupiter is expanding from the mind, right? Or Jupiter is physically a planet which is expanding, and with that it is creating a lot of peace and protection. The kind of expansion Aries as a system will provide, because Aries is not a material. Aries is a sign earmarked as a space. Understood? Jupiter is a planet that occupies the space. Aries is something that is trying to expand its space.
Okay.
And if you think both of them as material, one is trying to conquest with killing, torturing, because Aries is trying to achieve, correct? Aries is the kingly thing. And Jupiter is the sattvika thing. Both can expand. One is quickly expanding because of the kingly thing, and Jupiter is slowly expanding and sustained expansion.
Okay.
And you are comparing Rashi to a planet. Rashi is just the space. Planet is the material. It will take some time for you to understand the difference. It is difficult for me to put these things in words. I am doing my best to do it.
Thank you, sir, for that. I'm also confused. That's why I'm asking such questions.
No, it's good to ask because it will also improve my insights. If I do not know, I'll be honest enough to say, look, I do not know. I'll come back.
Vivekananda insight was the best. Okay. That's all the questions I think I have asked. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I had one, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, is there anything like house-wise debilitation, like Mars going into fourth house from any lagna?
It's losing directional strength, right? So if you're looking at it from the house-wise, use directional strengths. When you're counting from the lagna, use the directional strengths.
Okay.
They will work much better. These things also will work. From the house-wise also, debility, such things will work. But we are not using such things because we are already using nakshatras in the D1. If you're not using them, then I will say follow the Panchagiri's system, read all the houses, and as if somebody was asking what happens from here to here, from Cancer Lagna, what Libra falls in, what Aries happens to be, and all that stuff. So instead of that, I thought nakshatras were more reliable to, to have a safe landing on.
If it is in D9, sir.
D9 what?
In D9 Libra Lagna, and Mars is in Capricorn, but it is in 4th house.
No. See, D9 is not looked at like that. D9 will depend on what the planet is doing in the D1. Okay. So you cannot read D9 chart individually to have the result. Maybe a few characteristics here and there you can still understand, but without using D1, you cannot use D9 as a chart. You can use D10 like that. The Shamsha chart can be individually read to a large extent. 85-90% of the result will still come. But with D9, no result will come without using D1. If somebody is using just the D9's chart and saying, look, this is good, that is bad, it is useless. It won't work. You have to use along with the D1 chart.
Right, sir.
Good. Okay, no more questions. We'll say goodbye then. Thank you so much for listening to me. Bye-bye. We'll meet next week.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.